I spoke at a conference of post-exit founders where I shared with them the fact that so often we start our sequels full of confidence after our success, and yet the statistics is that 70% of sequels fail. And I've collected about 30 reasons by now of why it happens, and I divide them into three groups. And one of them has to do with the timing. We start a new company too early when we are not yet emotionally ready and the quality of our judgment is very poor, or we start them too late when we are already too used to comfortable lifestyle not working, basically early retirement. And the second group is about motivation. Our motivation needs to be right, because I found that it doesn't actually matter why we start our first company, but it really matters why we start our sequel, because we cannot start it out of fear and greed anymore. We'll just run out of that motivation very quickly. And then the last reason is that so many of us haven't really processed our experience and never identified our true zone of genius. So we jump bravely into a new industry, into a new market where we know nothing, and then we get burnt. So I'd love to use this framework of these three reasons to analyze your experience and to see if you can relate to any of these problems.
Well, I can definitely relate to the problem of jumping into an industry that you don't understand. For me, after we sold the software company, as a software developer, I was always working on kind of a virtual product. And I said, I want to make a physical product. I want to manufacture something. I want to own a manufacturing company. And so very quickly, I bought a manufacturing company that designed and manufactured its own commercial HVAC equipment. And it was really, I think my downfall was two things. Speed. I wanted to do something quickly, and I didn't identify and diligence a major problem with the acquisition, which we can get into, but had to do with a related party transaction. It was very obvious. It turned out to be the downfall of the company. I missed it. I just wanted to do the deal. But the
Mhm.
main problem, I think the overarching one, was hubris. I distinctly remember, after being on the Inc. 500 list year after year and climbing the list, and we're number 60, then we're number 50. You're doubling every year. You get this feeling of invulnerability, infallibility when it comes to business. And I kind of felt like business is business. I don't care what the domain is. Like I can perform anywhere.
Yeah.
And so I really, really got burned on that first acquisition, because there was a lot of things I didn't understand, and it was a very different environment, and it turned out to be a really poor acquisition that I divested at a significant loss.
Mhm. So tell me why it is that you chose to acquire companies as opposed to starting from scratch.
So the the main problem I think we had with our software company was we were cash poor, and we took a long time to kind of get to viability.
Mhm.
You know, we had no ability to borrow money. We didn't have any money of our own, and so Lila kept working at Anderson Consulting. She would pay our mortgage and our gas bill and all the bills. I was sitting at the kitchen table working, and it took a solid you know 2 or 3 years before you could say this is a going concern. We were always kind
Mhm.
of one invoice away from this is not working. Like if a customer was slow to pay. And so looking back on those 3 years of toil, um, I really wanted to skip that, right? And so you get into a different position where a you're a little less patient. B, you have more
Mhm.
money, or you have the ability to write a check. And for me, skipping the viability stage was really worth um, the investment. And
Yeah.
so, it has proven effective in kind of subsequent acquisitions that I've done. And
Mhm.
it's something that at least you get to skip the, does the market care about this? You know, are there
Yeah,
customers for
of
this?
course.
Um, and so yeah, I feel strongly that, you know, the right acquisition um, is just such a uh, jumpstart